Today we're going to talk about what is the ideal body fat percentage. And when I talk about what your ideal body fat percentage is, I'm thinking, what is your ideal body fat percentage for health? Not necessarily what your ideal body fat percentage is for competition or for looking extremely shredded on the beach. All these things are good, but ultimately I'm thinking about what is most important. What's our ideal body fat percentage for health? What body fat percentage are we going to have on our bodies where we're going to be able to live our most healthy, longest lives? All right? So before we get into that, let's talk about what body fat percentage actually is. And it's simply a metric that determines how much of your body weight is just fat. Okay, so if you're a 200-pound male and you're 10% body fat, then you have 20 pounds of fat. That's simple. Okay? Now, the American Council for Exercise, they say that the ideal body fat percentage for the average male is 18 to 24%. And for the average female, it should be 25 to 31%. And then if you're a male that's a little bit more fit, then it should be 14 to 17%. If you're a female, it should be 20 to 25%. So for me, when I think of these numbers, I believe that the ideal body fat percentage to be really, really healthy and look really good, have some definition, is about 14 to 18% for guys and 20 to 26% for women. And I'll tell you the reason I picked these numbers. Once you're at these body fat percentages, are very, very easy to maintain. You can get there very easily. You can maintain them very easily. And for us, I mean, we're in a busy world. And I'm 48 years old. I don't want to spend all of my time at the gym or all of my time dieting. But more importantly, I want to be healthy and still look good. These are numbers that I can achieve all of those goals at one time. Now, a lot of people want to get leaner than that. A lot of people, it's much more important for them to see every single rip in their abs. Now, when you want to see every single rip, every single ab, you're going to be looking at getting closer to 8 to 12% body fat. Really, 10 to 8 to 10% body fat to really start to see all that definition come in. And that, my friends, takes a lot more commitment. And the reason it takes a lot more commitment is because our bodies need to have a certain amount of fat even just to function. We call that essential body fat. All right, that's body fat that maybe protects the organs and so forth. But for males, that's going to be 2 to 5% of body fat. So no matter what, if you want to have any sort of semblance of health, you don't want to go below that, or at least stay below that. And for women, that's 10 to 13%. Obviously, their body fat percentage is a little bit higher. They've got the whole childbearing thing going on, right? They've got breasts, they've got these different hormones that require extra body fat than men have, all right? But the closer your body gets to those body fat percentages, the more it starts to push back. And because it starts to push back, it means that you're going to have a law of diminishing returns really come into effect as you're trying to get down there into single-digit body fat to really see all these muscles pop out, okay? So if your goal is to be the guy walking down the beach where you can see every single muscle, well, unless you're just one of those guys that naturally just never has any body fat, expect to work for that. And expect to work to keep it. All right, it's one thing to work your ass off, diet your ass off, and get down to 8% body fat, but it's a whole nother thing to keep it going. That's a whole different thing altogether. Those guys you see on competition day for bodybuilding competitions like Mr. Olympia and so forth, that are down at 3 and 4 and 5% body fat, you should see what they went through for months prior to that moment to get their bodies from maybe, let's say, 10% body fat down to 5% body fat. It took them months. And they're only going to stay there for a few days, and then they're going to go right back up because your body does not like staying at that level. So just understand, if your goal is, oh, also, it's not healthy. So again, we're talking about optimal body fat percentage for health. That ain't healthy. It looks cool. You can do it for a short period of time, but what we really want to do is find an optimal body fat percentage that we can maintain and stay there for as long as we live. And again, that's really what this channel is about, right? So I mean, there's several tips and tricks that we're going to be showing you throughout the weeks that really just make it easy to reach these body fat percentage levels and stay there. So again, I think, for a guy, if you can be 14 to 18% body fat, you're going to look great, you're going to be super happy, you're not going to have a big belly, everything's going to be cool, all right? Women, 20, 26%, same kind of thing. Everything's going to be awesome. Health-wise, you're going to be awesome. You're going to feel great. You're not going to be stressed out about everything you put in your mouth. All right, so that really should be the goal. So how do you figure out what your body fat percentage is? Well, there's several tools on the market you can use. However, most of those tools are just going to estimate really what your body fat percentage is. The most inexpensive way to go get a pretty accurate idea of what your body fat percentage is go to your local gym. Normally they'll have somebody there that can just measure your body fat with the skin fold calipers, and that'll give you a pretty good idea of where you stand body fat percentage wise. And then you can also pick up like maybe one of those little scales that measures it, but those tend not to be very accurate. They fluctuate quite a bit. What I tend to use them more is just to give me a trend, give me an idea of really where my body fat percentage is going. So if I look at it one day and it says I'm 18%, then I look at it next week and it says I'm 17%, hey, I'm going the right way. All right, so that's kind of what I use those for. As a matter of fact, I've got a whole other video where I go through some different devices that I use to measure body fat percentage, so be sure to check that out. And by the way, if you guys have any questions or any comments, or if you want to tell me where you think the ideal body fat percentage is for you for optimal health, please make sure you put those in the comments below. And also, if you like this video, make sure you like it. And please subscribe to the channel, because really all I want to do is just make sure that I can share as many tips and tricks and ideas about how we can live as long as possible and be healthy on this channel. That's really what I'm excited about doing. All right, so thanks again for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. And also, I do have one more thing for you. I'm giving away a free copy of my book, Fit Beyond 40. All you have to do is click the link right down there below, and that will take you right to the page. No strings attached. You get a free copy of my best-selling book, Fit Beyond 40. All right, thanks again.